Well, apparently my camera is being a little bit, well, it just shut off my last video of this. Luckily, I didn't get too far into it. But what I'm going to do is show you a breakfast. Just a breaking of your fast, meaning after you sleep, not after a long fast. This is just what you'd consume if you wanted very high energy, high vibe information going back in your body. So we'll start with the easy stuff, and I will show it to you. So we have 3 glasses here. You can see here, that is going to be lemon and water, distilled water. This is one of my favorite drinks in the world. It's sugarcane juice, some lime juice, and coconut water. And this, you could probably guess, is orin. Most people know that is piss. And so that would be a very easy way to do it. But I'm going to show you 2 things that I make. One's going to be a tea and one's going to be a coffee. And there's a lot of elements that go in each of them. So pay close attention, and hopefully this won't shut off on me. And let me see if I can set this camera up good here. Here we go. This is already set up. I already got some water boiling. Well, it's not boiling yet, but here we go. Get my little setup. There we go. Okay, cool. So check it out. These are called Schisandra berries. It basically has the five elements in it. When I say the 5 elements, I don't really necessarily mean water, fire, air, earth, and metal. Although I guess you could kind of, but the 5 different flavors. Sweet, sour, spicy, salty, and savory, I believe, are the 5 that you're looking for. And this Schisandra berry is like a very good medicine. So this, we have rose. And we have just a standard black tea. Where are we at with black tea? What have I done with it now? Oh, yes, I've put it. After the phone died, I'd moved it. And let me find the black tea. What did I do with it? Oh, here we go. Look at me. Silly me. It's right there. So it's the standard black tea. And then we also have, this would be a mint, something from the mint family. And this mint is actually called Pennyroyal, which is really good for women, menstruation, and as a well, you can't really call it a contraceptive, I guess, but it stops you from being pregnant. So yeah, Pennyroyal. And this one is, ooh, if one of y'all can name this, you get bonus points. Anybody know this flower? It's very bright purple. The smell is very strong. I forget the name of it. That's so funny. I use it all the time, but I use it all the time, so I don't even think about the name of this. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll remember by the end of the video. So anyways, the way we'll do this is I'll put maybe 2 heaping teaspoons of black tea. And because that's already been oxidized and fermented, I'm going to put that in the bottom first because it's going to need the most water, the most heat on it. And then the next thing will be the Schisandra berries, because these are, I wish you could smell them. They're fruity and bitter, and we'll do like a handful of them. Throw those in there next. Takes a little more high heat. The roses, these 2 we're going to put in last. We'll put a little bit of the mint in. Now, depending on if it's fresh mint or dried, you use it at different times. We'll use like maybe a teaspoon and a half of mint. Schisandra berry is done. And then we'll use the flower that I've forgotten the name of, that I apologize for. There we go. Maybe another handful of those. This is gonna almost be, see, my first when I first made this, it was just the rose and the rose and the black tea, kind of like a Moroccan tea. And then I just wanted to upgrade it and turn it into something super healthy. Super high vibes. And rose is one of the highest vibe things around. If anybody's familiar with rose oil, it's one of the highest frequency of oils, meaning that if your body sits at about 68 megahertz or whatever the regular frequency of the body is, the rose sits above that, so it eradicates disease from the body. This and chrysanthemum, or not chrysanthemum, helichrysum is two of the highest vibe things you can put in your body. So put those in there. I'll put these on top because it's going to get the least amount of water and the least amount of heat. Normally you'd want to put this with lower temperatures. The higher on the tree, the lower the temperature. So if it's a flowering bud, you want about 180 degrees. If it's in a root, then you want 200 and you want boiling. If you want something that's just above the ground, it's a little lower temperature, somewhere in the middle. The same way with teas, depending on how long it's been fermented. White teas, only about 140 degrees. Green teas, about 170. Black teas, fully boiling. So here we have this started. Now I'm going to get out the couple other things I need for the coffee that we're going to make too. And I will get those out now and see if we can put this timing together properly. So we're going to get out some, exchange this for some different types of mushrooms. We have, let's see what we got here. Oh, perfect. Here we go. We have some chaga mushroom, some reishi mushroom, some anise, some aniseed, star aniseed. Okay. And then we have the most important part, some coconut milk. Put this up here. And let's see, we have one more thing in here. Oh, two more things. This is fantastic. I forgot that I got this. Boom. That's done. We got some cinnamon and some vanilla. And then most importantly, the coffee. Well, there we go. And some coffee. Go ahead and just make this tea. Probably would make the coffee first because I probably want it first, but because I already made the tea, let's get this started. I know somebody's in the background who does drink Oran is like, Zen, you have to drink your Oran now or else it will go bad. Okay, so we'll let this brew for approximately, let's see, I think we'll do this about 4 or 5 minutes. And I've already made some sweetener for it. So what I did is I took some raw sugar, and then I took some of the rose, because I'd used some of the tea, and I used some of the tea in here to turn it into a sugary, rosy yumminess. So this I'm going to use to sweeten the tea. And for the coffee, let's put a little more water on because I'm going to need that to boil for the coffee and the chaga. Now the chaga should normally be done for a lot longer than I'm going to do it, but I'm going to brew it more than once so I can get away with it. And for the coffee, what I'm going to use is a French press. And what I'll do here is I'll use maybe use about 2 teaspoons, maybe 3 teaspoons of of coffee. I want it to kind of be heavy on the coffee. And I'm going to use it more than once. So I'm going to put a little extra coffee in there because I'm putting chaga in there. I'm going to get I'm going to get probably 3 brews out of the chaga. The last one will be won't be as dark and wonderful, but get a third brew out of it. So there's the coffee. And then star aniseed because, well, it's a wonderful flavor. Let's use two of those in there. And then we got cinnamon. Oh, there's one more special ingredient that I forgot that I had because I just did go and collect some, here it is, chocolate and carob. My chocolate is right here. So we've got raw cacao. Now you can choose to add this at the end if you want because it's a powder. For me, well, I'm a little wasteful now and then, so, but it depends. Use that at the end. And one last thing that I'm going to add to this is carob powder. Carob powder. It has a very a lot of people trade in chocolate. If they don't want to use chocolate, they use carob. But once again, I'm going to put this maybe half a teaspoon in there. Okay, we're almost finished with this. And you know, because I have it, might as well put that in there too. It's very much like aniseed. I'm making more of a chai, but coffee based. Just the tiniest bit of clove because it's very strong. And then we up to the chaga. We use maybe 2 heaping teaspoons of this. Because it's not getting too heaping, we'll use a third. There we go. And then we got the reishi mushrooms. So we've used chaga, which one is the king of the mushrooms? It's the chaga, I believe. And the reishi is, I think, the prince. I don't know. I forget what the reishi they call the reishi. I'll just break these up in here. So everything in here is coffee, chocolate, earthy flavor with little highlights. We have the vanilla for the end. There we go, maybe one more of these. Timing is just about perfect. Look at that. And as I'm doing this, I'm still remembering that the tea is sitting over here. We're almost ready to put the tea. I'm going to put the tea into here and shake it. And then I'm going to add it. I'm going to put my tea in here to serve it out of. The coffee, the chaga is done. Now if you're really on it with whatever you're using, like you don't want to use sugars, you can use date syrup, which is great. You could use molasses, you can use, I mean, if you're using sugar, I mean, it's basically molasses anyway, so. Okay, so almost finished with the brewing of that. So I'm going to go ahead and add, let's put this on here first. There we go. That's going to be fantastic. I push it down just so a little bit of liquid comes over the top. I want to make sure I'm getting all the delicious goodness in there. Okay. And I've got my, don't forget about the milk we're going to use in a second. And we have the sugar that I made yesterday. Put that in here. This should be a nice bright red color, huh? Yeah, and the mint is coming through quite a bit. show you my cool vessels, my glasses that I use for drinking out of. Put this guy up here. We've got about well, probably just the coffee for a little longer. We'll probably do the coffee for like 5 minutes. And I'd like to drink my coffee out of this guy, my alpaca cup. And so what I'm going to do is add this and some milk and some sugar to my alpaca cup. Just give it a little bit of vanilla. Then I'm going to use sugar, raw sugar. And some coconut milk. I have 2 more ingredients for this that you'll see in a second. That are very important to making this tea extra good, or this coffee extra good. It's going to be here and here. Everybody knows about bulletproof coffee. Let's use some ghee, some coconut. Now I'm going to put this into that jar, but I want to use that to, you know what? I'm not even going to make the tea in there today. I'm just going to leave the tea like it is, so I'm going to put that right into the jar. So I'll make the coffee this way. I usually do these separately, so I wasn't thinking about putting the tea in here right now. So get a nice teaspoon, tablespoon of that. Get some. I don't mind getting a little bit of the fats in there from the ghee. There we go. There it is. Num num num. If you can't eat it, if you get it on your skin. How you doing? Okay, so almost finished here. About what, 2 more minutes for the coffee to brew. And then if everybody's into it, and if my phone doesn't die, I will show you some herbs that you can mix together to have a morning spliff. To smoke something good with your coffee or tea. And I think it has to be a little different if it's coffee or if it's tea that you're drinking. I don't really like to smoke anything really too. I don't smoke too often, but if I do, it's different kinds of herbs. And if you're going to smoke tea, if you're going to smoke with tea, you want more green herbs. And I don't mean just like marijuana herbs. I mean like actual green herbs. Mint is very good. Something lighter. And if you're drinking coffee, you want something stronger. You want something darker. I enjoy some tobacco, like a cigar. I'll just maybe smoke a cigar and coffee. I'd enjoy that. Or I will add to some organic tobacco without any additives. I'll add different elements. Maybe we'll get to that. I've done videos on that in the past. There it is. So if you want, you can find. I think it was maybe about 2 years ago. I did a really nice blend of. I think it was 12 different elements, 3 from beneath the ground, no, 4 from beneath the ground, 4 above the ground, and 4 from the tree. So here we go. It's all gonna be. And so when I shake this up, it's gonna give her a nice frothiness to it. It's gonna be almost like a cappuccino. And always clean as you go. One of the most important things in the kitchen that people do not, people don't really do. They make a mess as they're going along and they're wondering why they don't like cooking. Alright, so here's what we'll do. I got my beverage all set up, and I think what I'll do is I'll just turn this into a talk. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see if the camera works with me. We'll see if everything functions as it should. Here we go. There it is. Got tea. got coffee. And see, this is where I wish it was live. I wish I could do these live streams right now because you guys could tell me what you want me to talk about and what we could address here. I'll go ahead and light an incense while we're waiting. Let's see what flavors. Nag Champa is pretty standard. I love sandalwood. But this morning, we will have rose to go with the tea. And maybe I'll take you on a miniature tour of my almost finished place that I've finally put into order and cleaned up a bit. Still finishing up a few final things, but it's quite cozy at this point. Spring cleaning, maybe we'll talk about spring cleaning and feng shui and all that goes along with the as within, so without, how the internal mind and the external environment work. There we go. And we'll talk about that for a second. Do y'all feel like it's been long enough? I think so. Let's go ahead and... Oh, this is going to be fabulous. And if y'all ever get into, if you ever look into it, this thing called an AeroPress. You can basically make espresso out of it. It doesn't make it as good, but you put a little, you put a cover on there, and you just press it out so it kind of mimics the pressure of an espresso maker. Let me see how many minutes we are in here. 22. You know what, guys? I'll take this. I don't think I'm going to do the talk because if I get too close to the end of this video, there's a chance I won't be able to upload it because, well, that shit just happens sometimes, because that's why I don't do shows like this. That's why I do them live, so it doesn't use up any of my phone's memory. Here we go. If you're really slick with it, you count out a certain number of shake it 13 times exactly. Part of your meditation for the morning. And it will be a little hot. Well, this will be fabulous. I'm sure of it. Oh, yeah. Perfection. And I'll go ahead and just pour a second glass for the company I do not have. Okay, perfect. And see, always rinse out your things immediately, because you don't want to... It's like doing pots and pans and dishes and things. Rinse it out immediately so that way you don't later have it all stuck to the pan. Especially if you're using something like this. It's easier to do this than clean it out later. Okay. So come join me. Here. Just gonna set this up. Oh, there you go. Got this. My coffee. Got my tea. And I'll show you this. My cool setup over here. Look at that. How dare I? I'd never leave cupboards open. Here you go. Here's a little setup right here. These little guys. These are, it's about the only thing that I'll use that is cast iron, because it's glazed. So cast iron, because it will keep your tea super warm. And here is my tea ready to go. Oh, there's my little guy. Well. Cool. Well, all right, guys. I don't know how long I'm gonna stay here. Maybe I'll stick. Let me see. I got till 39 minutes. I'll give you guys. I'll give you guys another minute. If anything fun comes to my mind, I'll speak it. But other than that, I think I'll just upload this and I'll come back on later and we'll talk about something. We'll see. How about this? If you guys make it to the end of this video, you can put in the comments below what you want me to talk about in the next video. So that'll probably be about noon today. Let's try out this tea. Fabulous. Rose, Chisandra. The one I can't think of. Little mint. And let's see what's going on over here. Yes, exactly. And that's gonna be super healthy with all the extra yum. And there's one more little trick you can add if you're into it. I just don't like to add it because the flavor is too intense, but you can add yourself if you want it like super high octane. Go get yourself some Shilajit and add Shilajit to it. But do not put super hot water on the Shilajit. Add it later after it's cooled off a little bit, because the Shilajit, you don't want to, just like most things, you don't want to burn it because it is a living mineral pitch. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hopefully you all get something out of it and you enjoyed the coffee and tea beverage. And I'm gonna go enjoy this outside with probably with a cigar. You guys have a beautiful day and we'll talk later. Peace. Oh, and as always, do cool things, and if you can't do that, at least find a dog to pet. And if you can't do that, well, I don't know, find something fun to do. Cheers, y'all.